Studies in Chemistry, ESC 216. This is Session 3 of Unit 5, and I am your course facilitator, Nihad Gone. In this session, we will continue looking at the various processes or stages of the curriculum implementation process. By the end of the session, you should be able to do the following. 1. Distinguish between the trial and field trial as curriculum implementation processes. And 2. Explain the following dissemination processes of curriculum implementation: translocation, communication, animation, and re-education. At the trial stage, we lay more emphasis on ways of improving upon the curriculum package we are trying to introduce. I hope you remember that in our previous session. And so, because of such consideration, much attention is not given to the practical problems on the ground in the classroom which are likely to affect the implementation. That is the essence of the field trial stage. What happens here? The field trial stage is undertaken to ensure that implementation will be successful in the context of the practical circumstances in the schools. Because of that, field trial of a curriculum package is usually based on representative sample of schools and classrooms. Unlike the trial stage where only a handful of schools, like 2 to 6 schools, are used, with the field trial, as many as 30 to 60 schools or classes may be used. After the field trial stage, the difficulties that are associated with the large-scale implementation of the program or the large-scale implementation of the curriculum package are particularly noted, and the necessary corrections and adjustments are made before large-scale dissemination or implementation takes place. Also note that with the field trial, the representative sample of schools is drawn on a random basis, usually simple random sampling technique or the stratified random sampling. The goal of evaluating activities at the trial stage is to detect flaws in the program and to make suggestions for the program modification. However, at this stage, which is the field trial stage, the evaluation seeks to mainly specify how the program is to be used. That is, to identify the conditions under which the program can be successfully implemented. So, we know that schools have different environments and conditions. So the field trip is the stage that we try to see whether the curriculum will be effective under different school conditions. At this stage, there are a few questions that we look at. First, is the program equally suited to the needs of both the urban and rural areas? Are the teachers who did not go through special training able to teach the new program? Can the program be used in schools where the average number of students per class exceeds the recommended 35 to 40 students? And so on. These are the type of questions that are asked or seek for in the field trial stage. Another notable difference between the trials and the field trial is that at the trial stage, the program materials may be in their crude state and be undergoing some serious modifications. But then, at the field trial stage, the materials are more refined and closer to perfection, because at the trial stage, it has gone through the cycle of constant modifications for the best. And so at the field trial stage, those kind of mistakes will not be there. It is closer to perfection because of the refinements that have been made at the trial stage. These materials may be the course objectives, the syllabuses, the textbooks, the teacher support materials, and the tools and equipment. At this stage, they are more refined and closer to perfection because it has been tried out already. So at the field trip or the field trial, it is near perfection. Now, Before the wide-scale use of the curriculum program and the material that have gone through both the trials and the field trial stages, it is important to have an effective dissemination strategy. According to Rudock and Kelly, the components of the dissemination process are translocation, communication, animation, and re-education. What happens at the translocation stage? Translocation refers to the movement of people and materials required to implement a new aspect of the curriculum or the changes being introduced. So it's all about movement, moving people and materials required to do the job. At this point, issues such as supply of teachers, textbooks, the teaching aids, supply of machines, tools, and equipment, as well as the provision of infrastructure will come into play. Decisions also relating to how often school inspectors should visit the school for supervision purposes is noted here. Also, the teacher-to-people ratio, the people-textbook ratio, availability of science labs, and workshops for practical work are all taken into consideration under the translocation process. Right after that, we move to our next stage, the communication. The communication refers to the transfer of information about the curriculum being implemented across persons interested in the implementation process in such a way that it will generate the desired understanding and action. Communication is important to make people have a good and favorable attitude towards the changes that we are introducing, so that they will be received with enthusiastic support. Without communicating, it will be very difficult to get people to help you achieve your aims of implementation. Information about the curriculum changes must be communicated to the teachers, the targeted teachers, the students, their parents, and other stakeholders of education. And then literally anybody who in one way or the other would play a role that may either promote or inhibit the successful implementation of the changes. Here, letters, handouts, mobile vans, cinema shows, personal contact pamphlets, newspapers, and other print and electronic media of mass communication may be employed to create the awareness about the curriculum changes that are being introduced, and also to induce favorable attitudes towards it. All means of communication can be employed to help carry the information across about the curriculum package and the changes. At the animation stage, it has to do with the process of providing a stimulating and enabling environment for the curriculum implementation to be smooth. In this regard, we are concerned with the incentive schemes for the teachers, for the students, and the other personnel. It also involves obtaining the support and cooperation of the supervisory staff, without whom one can hardly expect any successful implementation of the program, and also creating positive attitudes towards the changes on the part of all other people who would have a direct role in putting the curriculum into effect. Next is re-education. This entails ensuring that there is widespread understanding of the changes that have been introduced, and a more serious commitment on the part of everybody who is concerned with the implementation process for it to succeed. According to Rudock and Kelly, the importance of continuity of training, cooperative experience in trying out a new program, the establishment of rapport between the innovators and the implementators are among the issues that are stressed under the re-education stage. The re-education ensures that the changes that have been introduced do not only receive enthusiastic support at the early years, but also the changes would be carried out with commitment. After all the components of the dissemination strategy have been properly taken care of, there is still the need to ensure that classroom teachers are properly equipped and are also prepared to undertake the actual implementation in the classroom work. Hence, intensive in-service courses are called upon to update the knowledge, skills, attitudes, among others, of existing teachers and resource persons. This should logically be followed up by a new look at the teacher training education program in the institutions and the universities. Sometimes, the syllabuses of the pre-service teacher training courses are completely redesigned to take charge of the changes that have been introduced in the educational system. This ensures that the new teachers graduating from the teacher training institutions and the universities are better equipped to meet the practical demands of the new curriculum. Our self-assessment question. 1. Distinguish between the trial and the field trial stages of curriculum implementation. And 2. Explain the following dissemination processes of curriculum implementation. 1. Translocation. 2. Communication. 3. Animation. And 4. Re-education. We have come to the end of this session. In this session, we tackled the trials and the field trial stages of curriculum implementation. We actually distinguished the two and looked in depth into what goes on in the field trial stages. We also addressed the dissemination process, which include the translocation, communication, animation, and re-education. Thank you for sticking with me through this. In our next session, we'll be looking at the other stages of curriculum implementation.